Hey guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas, released back in 1993. The Nightmare Before Christmas follows Jack Skellington, who is bored with Halloween, and all he really wants is he just wants to try something new and different. So one day he travels to the land of Christmas Town, where he gets a new obsession, and he wants to spread the joy of Christmas, even though there are some around him who say that what he's attempting to do is dangerous. So today, we are joined by some plushies, of course. I have here Zero, who is Jack Skellington's cute little ghost dog. Look how precious he is.
And I have Christmas Jack Skellington. It's a little round ball thing. Like a beanbag.
Beanbag. So, yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. We love Nightmare Before Christmas, correct?
Yes.
Now the question though, is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
Both.
Both? I think it is both.
Though it's more of a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I would say that it's more of a Christmas movie just because Christmas is the bigger theme over Halloween, you know?
It just still airs during Halloween because it still has creepy stuff in it. It still has Halloween in it, but then it also just has some creepy Halloween people in it.
So yeah, people get in some pretty intense arguments about if it's a Halloween or Christmas movie, but I think it's both. So, your thoughts and opinions on The Nightmare Before Christmas?
It's the greatest Disney movie.
The greatest Disney.
That's not really
It's
a Disney movie. I don't know.
I guess we have to mention that this movie, it wasn't initially put out by Disney. I had to do some quick research on Wikipedia, you guys. This movie wasn't initially put out by Disney. It was put out by Touchstone, but like Disney was still part of it. And what Wikipedia was saying about the movie, Disney was hesitant to put this under the Disney brand because they were worried that this movie, they were worried about this movie being so dark and creepy and that little children wouldn't be able to handle it. So they didn't want to put it under Disney and like have some fallout from that, which I think is kind of stupid now when you think about it. So yeah, they put it out under Touchstone Pictures at first, and then Wikipedia was saying that Disney like rebranded it or reissued it like in 2006. So it's only been like a decade that it's been technically under the official Disney brand. So I found that kind of interesting. But yeah, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just super dark and creepy and nonsensical. There's almost something very Alice in Wonderland about it, you know, just that really quirkiness. I mean, it's Tim Burton who came up with this whole thing. It's just super quirky. You can definitely see Tim Burton all over it. So let's get into some questions. Let's start off with favorite character.
I think just Jack's my overall favorite character. Just, you know, his personality and his weirdness. And Jack did make your top 10 of sexy Disney men.
Yeah,
number 8.
If y'all didn't watch that, last month on Disney Rewind, we did our top 10 favorite sexy Disney men. Jack Skellington made her list, so if you're interested in that, you better go watch it. Let's see, my favorite character, Jack is definitely a top choice. I think my favorite character has actually always been Sally. I just really like Sally. I feel for her. Jeez, she's just constantly locked up by Dr. Finkelstein. That's his name, right?
Then Jack doesn't show any affections back towards her until the end.
It's like he's so consumed with his obsession, you know. But yeah, I've always really liked Sally. She's the only person with any common sense in this movie. It's like everyone else is like,
and
yay,
Santa.
Jack! Yeah, it's like everyone's like, yay, Jack, spread Christmas joy, you know. It's like no one else cares that Jack is possibly in peril except for poor Sally. But yeah, I've always loved Sally. I just love her design. The character design for her is just so great too, because she's kind of like this, I'm not sure if she's supposed to be kind of a doll, or if, you know, kind of Dr. Finkelstein, you know, comparing that to Frankenstein, if she's supposed to be a bunch of body parts sewed together. I've never
I don't know.
I've never quite understood if she's like doll material or body material.
Because she's his creation, but in what way? Just like in mind, like they did something to her head to, you know, make her his own creation, or did he physically put her together by pieces?
Yeah, I think he physically pieced her together. That's why she looks the way that she does. But yeah, I also like Jack. Obviously, he's awesome. He has some problems. He has some problems though. He gets so obsessed with getting into Christmas, but still, it's like you understand him, because if you have an obsession, you know exactly where Jack is coming from. Oogie Boogie's a great villain. He's barely in the movie though.
Yeah, I think it was like 30 minutes in, and the
Lock, Shock, and
Barrel showed up, but then even then, like, Oogie Boogie still hadn't shown up. I think that's when you see, like, his
silhouette.
His silhouette and stuff, but yeah, then Oogie Boogie didn't, like, physically show up till probably, like, 10, 15 more minutes, maybe, after.
I also like the residents of Halloween Town. They're all sorts of weird and quirky and strange and disgusting. Because you have like your traditional things. You have like vampires and werewolves and witches, but then yeah, you also have all these other weird random things. Like what is
there was one that, like, I guess maybe it was like a zombie or something, or I'm not sure, but I don't think I ever paid attention. Like, Jack went up to it and he touched his head, and then I think his hand kind of got stuck, and then like when you finally lifted it, like some goo came off, like some sticky goo came off of him. So I don't know what he was.
I don't know if he was supposed to be a zombie or just a mud creature. Because then you also have like the creature from the Black Lagoon, it looks like, that little fish looking thing.
Yeah.
And then what the hell is the mayor supposed to be? Is he supposed to be like Janus or something? You know, the two-sided demon from like Roman mythology? You know, because he has like his comedic side in the front and then his dramatic side in the back. So I've always been curious about if he's supposed to be kind of a Janus type figure. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. And Zero, we haven't even talked about Zero, Stephanie. Zero. Oh, Zero. You know, it's funny, every time I rewatch the movie, Zero, it's like, man, Zero's not really in the movie that much. I always think he's in it a lot more, but he's really not.
We were talking about that now, since Disney's on the remake overload, that they need to make a live-action Nightmare Before Christmas, and then you know that they put Zero in there a whole lot more than he is in the animated film, because they know now how much people love Zero.
Marketing.
Yeah, because it took forever just for him to finally come out with, like, proper Zero stuff. Because when we saw him, we were like, oh my god, that was like the first merchandise that they ever had of him.
Of Zero. That's a good question though, you guys. Do you guys think Disney, since they are on this binge of remastering all their movies and making them live action, do you all think they'll stoop so low and do Nightmare Before Christmas? I kind of hope they don't. It would be cool.
Well, I think too it had to be Tim Burton's permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it all depends on his. He gives permission.
It would be cool if they made Nightmare into a live action movie, because I think the effects for that would be pretty awesome. But at the same time, it's like, no, don't touch it. Best song. This soundtrack is classic. It's like every song is great. So pick one. If there was a gun pointed to your head, which is your favorite?
I think like growing up, you know, like I think probably like Making Christmas and What's This were my my top songs, but then like after growing up and stuff, my favorite song turns into Poor Jack. And
which one's that?
That is the one after the sleigh gets shut down.
Oh, when he's crashing, he's in the arms of the angel.
Yeah, that one. And then he kind of realizes, I don't need to do Christmas. Christmas isn't my thing.
Yeah, I love that song too. That's really great.
So like, yeah, after like, because I mean I love all the songs, but yeah, after like kind of growing up and then stuff like that, then Poor Jack became my favorite song.
I don't know. What's my favorite? I think I have to cheat and just go with What's This. I mean, so catchy. That's the thing about this whole soundtrack. The songs are all just so catchy. You could just sit there and hum them. They just repeat over and over in your head. Just recycle them over and over. But yeah, I love What's This, and this is Halloween, obviously. I also really love Sally's song. Is it called Sally's Song, or is it called like Meant to Be?
I think it's called Sally. Yeah, it's called Sally's Song.
But Sally, her little song, there's something that's just so heartbreaking about her song, you know, because Jack, like we've been saying throughout this whole discussion, Jack is just so obsessed and consumed with Christmas and making things go right and the way he wants things planned. He's so obsessed. And Sally's the only one with any common sense. And yet her little song is just, there's something devastatingly sad about it. Like, oh, he's never going to notice me, and I see what's going on here, and he doesn't know it, but I know it. So it's like there's this little romance in the background of the story, which really doesn't go anywhere until literally the end, when Jack finally snaps out of it and he goes to Sally and they're on that beautiful hill with the moonlight.
Especially the like soundtracks that came out, like when they kind of remastered it. The I can't remember what year edition it came out. You know, with those soundtracks with like a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy. But like Sally's song is like really good on those.
Yeah, because that's done by Evanescence, right?
Well, the
first
first one's by like freaking Fiona Apple or something. But then the second CD was Amy Lee from Evanescence. Yeah. And I feel like those soundtracks, they kind of had a little more power behind Sally's song. Mm-hmm. I mean, even though it's good in the movie too, but I feel like there's a little more sadness with it in those soundtracks.
Yeah, I love those. I guess the cover songs is what they are. Yeah, because Panic at the Disco, they do What's This, don't they?
No, that's Fall.
And then Fall Out Boy does What's This?
No, yeah,
or something. Either way,
Panic at the Disco did This Is Halloween, I think.
Yeah, I love those covers done by Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy, and then Amy Lee. Oh my God, yeah, her cover of Sally's song is beautiful. So let's move on. Favorite scene. This is hard. Because there's so much music in this movie. There's so much music. There's not really like just any moments like without music that you can really pick.
Well, I like the scene during the Making Christmas song, and I like how it shows, the residents of Halloween Town making their toys and stuff, and Jack's like going around inspecting everything, and well, even then Jack's kind of like sometimes looking at stuff and he's like, no, that's gross, don't do that, do this, but still, it's still gross either way. But then during some other parts of the song, then they go to Christmas Town and show what the elves are making and their toys, and
paralleling what
cute.
Each town is doing.
They're dolls and stuffed animals and stuff like that, and they're all cute and pretty little toys. And then it cuts back to Halloween Town, and there's making
creepy
hats out of rats and stuff like that. So I like that scene, how it's like going back and forth,
paralleling what each town is up to and the differences between them.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, it's so hard. Even though there's also a song thrown in there, I also really love that scene after Jack crashes, and he crashes in the cemetery, and he's singing it's called Poor Jack, that's the song. He's singing that song, but I love just the visual look of that whole scene, and how it kind of goes back to some of the earlier scenes in the movie, because Jack is there in that cemetery, he's just crashed, he's lost all hope, he feels utterly defeated, he's just lying there, but it's like all of a sudden he has that epiphany, like, what am I doing here? I am the Pumpkin King, and he realizes, where he truly needs to be and who he truly is. And I love that whole thing, and how the momentum of that song, the music just kind of, it starts off really low, but then gets really high and dramatic, as he realizes, who he really is.
He gains his power back.
Yeah, and I just love that, because he's lying in that angel, and there's a point when he does finally resume who he really is. He kind of gets up, and there's that great shot. His whole head is taking up the head of the angel, but there's also the angel wings behind him, which is just really cool and visually just cool to look at. And just kind of going to the beginning of the movie, him starting the beginning of the movie, and he's in the cemetery and everything. It's like he starts the movie in a cemetery, kind of ends the movie in a cemetery, so it's all just really kind of like paralleled nicely, I think.
Though another scene though that I like is Jack doing all of his experiments of Christmas, like trying to figure out how Christmas works, and like he thinks doing experiments is gonna
explain
things, like crushing ornaments and stuff, and he's like, that's interesting. It's like, what'd you find out, Jack?
He thinks there's some sort of scientific method to Christmas, but there's not a method, but he doesn't understand that. and
then of course though, we can't leave out the children getting their Christmas gifts from Jack, and their horrified faces, or their parents are like, oh my God, they brought a shrunken head.
In conclusion, if you had to rate The Nightmare Before Christmas on a scale of 1 to 10, Mickey ears, what would you give it?
A 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't know if I would give it a 10. I think for me personally, I would give it a 9 out of Mickey ears. Boo! I think it's a 9 for me. But yeah, I love this movie though. It's such a great movie to watch at Halloween, Christmas.
Yeah, I like that you get to watch it 2 times a year.
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
And I love all of the characters. I mean, just such iconic characters. Just some of the most memorable songs on a Disney soundtrack. But you know, I think the movie also, it provokes you to ask some more questions, because I'm just curious about the world building of this place. Because Jack, I think are we led to believe Jack kind of gets lost in the woods and he just happens to come across...
Like, he's never seen that before.
Yeah,
like, he's lived there for we don't know how long Jack's been there.
Like Jack
and how it was created.
Yeah, like Jack has never seen that part of the woods. He's never seen those holiday trees. And it just makes me wonder, like, what else is going on? It's like, it provokes so many questions, you know, that you're never going to get answers to, but it's like, you want to go through those doors. It's like, I want to go through the leprechaun door,
it's like
and the Valentine door, and the turkey door, you know?
It's like on Kingdom Hearts, a video game. I kind of wish they would put Nightmare Before Christmas in the game and create this whole entirely different story. Make up a story and have
Jack go through one of the doors?
Go through the Thanksgiving door or something. Because I think that'd be or go through several of them. Like, there'd be missions to go through in several of those doors.
That would be cool to do it through the format of a video game.
Yeah, because instead of like kind of messing with the movie and stuff, do it through a game.
Because if you do it through the format of a video game, you don't have to worry so much about narrative and story structure and stuff like that.
Yeah, it can just be like, here we go. We go in the door, we fall in, and oh hey, it's freaking turkey or something.
Because we'll never get the answers about what's behind those other doors. And I mean, I'm just.
Tim Burton needs to write another book.
It's just interesting. It's just interesting that Jack just never knew those doors existed, you know. And I don't know, just kind of interesting to ponder. I bet there's a lot of fan fiction. I bet someone's wrote some fan fiction out there with Jack going through those doors. I need to go look that up. So yeah, anything else to say about Nightmare Before Christmas?
It was fantastic. Go watch it.
Go watch it now. It's Halloween.
Go buy the soundtrack. If you have the soundtrack, go put it in your car so you can go listen to it when you go driving.
So in the comments below, have you guys seen The Nightmare Before Christmas? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's overrated? There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there that think it's massively overrated. So if you share that opinion, just calmly share your thoughts with us. If you love it, share the love and the feels. So that's it for this month's Disney Rewind. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.